Okie dokie. Let's do this. Okay. Hiya, everyone. Welcome back to yoga classes. So today I'll be teaching a slightly shorter flow. It will be along the lines of basically taking everyone through step by step different parts of the yoga practice, different postures, and just ironing out and fine-tuning some different ways that people access different poses to make them feel better in their body, to begin to advance through the poses, and to just enjoy your practice that little bit more. Okay. Lovely. So let me just adjust the camera a little bit. Awesome. We have a little furry visitor as well today, as we usually do here, and he will be helping us along the way. Okay, let me just check the time. Awesome. Right, so we're going to start this class seated. So if you want to just put your playlist on, I recommend, if you have my Spotify account, which I will post in the comments, playing one of the Tuesday playlists or the inversion playlists. We're going to start in a seated position. Okay, so I'll be taking you through the basic flow of a vinyasa, and I'll be going through it a few times, and each time I will be just adding a few cues and a few thoughts and kind of thought experiments in each pose that you can use, and visualizations you can use to try and really get into the posture and really enjoy it. But to start with, we're going to think about and connect with the different areas of our body and our breath. Because of course, yoga practice is literally just using the movement of your body and connecting to your breath. So when you're ready, finding a nice upright position. Maybe folding the legs, maybe having them bent, just finding somewhere comfortable. Now aligning your spine, so bringing your sit bones and your shoulders kind of in line. With an inhale, finding some lift and length through the body. And with the exhale, feeling your shoulders sink away from the ears. Allowing that breath to flow. The inhale, see if you can feel the size of the ribs, the top of the chest. And with the exhale, feeling your ribs hug into your lungs, letting all of the air be expelled from your body. Again, that inhale, filling and opening through the body, lifting through the shoulders, broadening through the rib cage. And that exhale, allowing the shoulders to sink, allowing the ribs to knit around the lungs. Maybe allowing your gaze to soften, to lose focus a little bit, really coming in, into the moment, into the now. Rather than engaging with any of the thoughts that you have running through your head, just allowing them to pass, allowing them to play through your mind. And using each thought that maybe you get a little bit carried away with, a little bit distracted with, using that as a reminder to bring your attention back to the breath. Awesome. When you're ready, we're going to engage with the low belly. So drawing the belly button up and in, lifting through the pelvic floor. And holding this there, so feeling that sense of lifting up and in, and see if you can use that lift to lengthen through your spine again. Use the inhale to lift you long. Good. Then inhale, we're going to reach both hands up. And plugging down into the sit bones as we exhale. Each inhale, I want you to take the shoulders up to your ears, lengthen through the sides of your body. And each exhale, release them down. Inhale, lifting them up. Exhale, releasing them down. Just becoming aware of this movement in your body, that sense of releasing through the traps, letting the muscles of the back draw the shoulder blades away from the ear. So during yoga practice, we begin to learn to control muscles of the body. Exhale, bring the hands down in a way that we didn't before. Inhale, reach those hands forwards. This time I'm going to push, arch the back. I'll come sideways for you. Exhale out. Inhale, lift through. So exhale, creating this hollow shape, what I call moving or consolidating into the back body. And inhale, opening the front body, drawing the shoulders back into that socket. Exhale, pushing. See if you can use your breath powerfully now. Inhale, lifting through. Last time, exhale, push. Maybe the chin comes to the chest. Inhale, lift the chest through, open the heart. Exhale, bring the hands down, coming into 4-point kneeling. So this is the first pose we're going to kind of workshop. So spread those fingers really wide. I want you to see if you can spread the fingers as wide as you can and plant them with intention with an exhale down on the ground. Draw the belly up and in. Lovely. And lengthen through the neck, drawing the shoulders slightly back into the back body. So in this posture, we have a temptation to go into extremes, maybe extreme, what we call cat, or maybe extreme hollow. But for a tabletop, we just settle in here. Knees under hips, toes active. And we're going to play with a little activation. So I want you to push into your hands. Good. Draw the belly in, still really active. And you should be so active that a little push into your toes just lifts those knees off the floor. And exhale down. We're going to do that 5 times. So your whole body is so active in a tabletop that at any moment you can just push into your toes, push into your hands, and lift your knees off the floor. 3 more times. Inhale, push. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, push. Exhale, lower down. Last time, inhale, push. Through the whole pads of your fingers. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift up. Hips forward, hands up. Push the hips forward, draw the belly in. Reach the hands back as much as you can. Inhale, lift the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, down. Once more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Inhale, hands in front of you. Exhale, sit back. See if you can rock back onto the feet. So toes are tucked. We'll try that again. Draw the belly in, lead with the hips. The hips are just going to go back, 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 and roll up to standing. If that's not working for you, don't worry. Give it some practice in your own time and come to the front of the mat. Standing at the front of the mat, toes together, heels slightly apart. First thing we're going to do is come into a standing posture and try and undo all of the habitual holding we have. So when we walk through day to day, and I'm guilty of it too, this is my kind of natural posture. So my shoulders are slumped, my front body is relaxed, my knees are buckling forward, and if I feel where my weight is in my feet, it's slightly uneven. So in yoga, we want to bring awareness to the way we're standing. So take those toes together again. And this time just notice, maybe with an inhale, lift the shoulders, roll them back up and in. But that tends to flare the ribs. So then with an exhale, draw the ribs back in. Let the hips align over the ankles. And if anything, you want that weight to be a little bit backwards, not too backwards, but not too forwards. And just notice where the weight can balance in your feet, maybe rocking forwards and backwards a few times to make your balance feel really nice and steady. So mine's about here. And then standing at the front of your mat, open your hands forwards. Again, conscious of that breath. See if that inhale can lift through the top of the head, broaden through the chest. You should feel that sense of pride, that sense of confidence that comes with opening across the chest, opening across the body, the front body. This links straight in with all of our subconscious, all of our kind of evolutionary body communication. This posture is one of vulnerability, hunched shoulders, rounded back. This posture is one of openness and confidence. Just think about how you want to portray yourself when you walk into a room. It's not about being cocky. It's about people feeling safe around you. It's about people thinking this person kind of has their shit together. You may not, just like me, but it brings a lot more energy and confidence to yourself if you stand in an open way. Okay, so we're going to flow through the first vinyasa. Toes together, heels slightly apart. On the inhale, sweep the hands out and really stretch through the fingertips as you come to this T position. Really stretching, keeping everything active as we come up. It's really easy just to go like this. We want to really actively, like we're trying to draw a massive, as big an arc as possible, lift those hands up to the sky. Gaze up, draw belly in. Exhale, we're hooking that belly up and in, sending the hips to the ceiling as we exhale, fold. Bend the knees if you need to. Release the head and neck, but keep that belly knotted into the spine. Inhale, lift and lengthen to a half fold. Maybe your fingertips are on the floor, maybe your hands are on your shin. What I want you to avoid doing is crunking the neck back. I want you to feel like your hips are your grounding point and your hips are reaching back and the top of your head is reaching forward and the whole spine is lengthening. Exhale, plant the hands about hand distance in front of your feet, or if you're advanced, by the sides of your toes. Step back with a bent knee, really bend and then push out in one foot, stretch, really active legs, stretch that foot back. And the other foot, again, let that stretch happen and then come into your plank pose. If this is too much for you, we'll take it down onto the knees. But what I don't want you to do is sag at this point. So even if you're on your knees, have your hips slightly forward of the knees, hooking the hips under and keeping the core active. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, you're coming forward. I want you to lead with the heart. So you push your chest through. Elbows bend directly backwards. Heart comes to the ground. Inhale, flatten your hips to the floor. Stretch out through the toes and lift up in the heart. Exhale, come back down. Tuck the toes. And as you press up, draw the ribs into your body so that you come up in one long line rather than peeling yourself off the floor. Okay, when you're ready, pressing into the toes, exhaling back to your downward dog. In downward dog, your hands are shoulder distance apart. Your feet are hip distance apart. And you're releasing the neck. So what that might mean for some of you is that you're just letting the neck hang, maybe getting a few shakes and nods in. Maybe for others, you're cupping all the way around to gaze between your belly button or your legs. I like to find a nice neutral downward dog. So rather than dipping in, I like to find a line here. Rather than leaning forward, I like to see if I can get a nice straight line between my wrists and my hips. We're going to work on stepping forward now. So with an inhale, gaze forward. Roll that weight so the shoulders are stacked. And you're drawing your body up towards the ceiling, but you're grounding down through your hands. Exhale, come back, little bend in the knees. See if you can keep a straight line between your hands and your hips. And then as you inhale, you tuck one foot right up into the core and step forward. Both feet really intentionally drawing that attention into the grounding sensation. Inhale, sweep the hands up, push through the feet, extend through the hands. Exhale, release here. And again, consciously bringing those hands actively down. If you resist, if you slow down that movement, you're actually using your muscles for longer and with more intention. Okay, we're going to do that again, tuning in for a few extra little tidbits. Inhale, sweep those hands up, really active, feeling long, ground through the feet and expand through the fingertips. Exhale, fold forward. Again, you're sending those hips up. See if you can lean slightly more forward than you feel comfortable with. So letting that weight move towards the toes a little bit adds that extra bit of stretch. And maybe you lift and lengthen and draw a little bit further down. Maybe you don't. On the inhale, lifting and lengthening, tabletop position. Wherever you are, just don't have an arch in your back. So if your back is feeling round, you want that sense of length. So focus on getting as long as possible rather than as low as possible. Take a really deep breath here. And then exhale, plant the hands on the floor. Rock the weight into the hands so the shoulders are stacked over the wrists. And then again, with intention, you lift, you squeeze one leg up and then you shoot it back, stepping that foot back and then the other foot back. Holding here, feeling really nice and strong. Maybe you're on the knees, but again, remember, keeping that core engaged. If you're in a long plank position, the same rules apply for lowering down. So as you lower down, your chest opens forward, your gaze opens forward, and your elbows head backwards. Hold off the ground for a moment, and then lower all the way to the floor. When you're ready, lengthen through the feet. Inhale, lift up. So as you're lifting here, I want you to imagine you're drawing the toes back, 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 and pressing the tops of the feet down. And rather than lifting and cranking up with the neck, I want you to view, and you're lifting through the back. So your shoulders are rounding and lifting, and you're actually lengthening through the top of the head. Keep that core engaged. Exhale, lower down, tuck the toes. Again, as you push up, even if you push up in a long line, I want you to draw the ribs away before you press up, and then push back. Again, you're in your lovely downward dog position. Breathe deeply. Spread those fingers and toes. You didn't inhale to lift your fingers and toes. And then exhale to plant them down. Draw your belly button into the spine, release the neck. And then with an inhale, see if you can let those shoulders release away from the ears. Broadening through the shoulder girdle. This is a place to find your breath, to find your rhythm. Amazing. And then as you're ready, inhale, roll forward. Exhale, bend the knees. Again, using that step, finding that stacking wrists and shoulders, step one leg and then the other leg forward, planting them down with intention. Exhale, release the body here. Inhale, press into the feet. Again, finding that expansion through the hands, lift up. Exhale, release. Amazing. One more of these. It's going to be slightly more advanced, so if you want to stick to the rhythm that we've been doing before, that's absolutely fine. Inhale, sweep the hands up, gaze up. Exhale, bring the body down, fold forward. Inhale, lift and lengthen, long straight spine. Draw the core in, lengthen through the top of the head. Exhale, press those hands down. And this time, if you want to try a jump back, then I still want you to get your shoulders stacked. I want you to be pushing into the ground. And I want to imagine that you're jumping up rather than backwards. So often we're tempted to go and just scoot the feet back. But I want you to push into the ground to get a little lift before you end up back. And I want you to jump into bent arms, because that is the safest for your body. If you'd like to step back and find your plank. If you're jumping back, push into the ground and bend the elbows. Okay, either transitioning to cobra, which is what we were doing before, belly on the ground, or up dog. If you're in up dog, your feet are engaged, your knees are lifted, and you're squeezing your butt slightly. Inhale, lift through the chest, push through the hands so those shoulders come as far away from the ears as you can. So with that inhale, you're drawing and rising through the chest, lengthening it forward, and also pushing through the hands. Exhale, tuck the chin, and you can either use the knees, transition through tabletop and bring it back, or if you would like to, roll arch through the body and come back into your downward dog. Spread those fingers wide, heels grounding towards the ground. And there's no more to take about 5 breaths in downward dog. So seeing if you can feel where that breath is moving, where you feel the breath, maybe the throat, maybe the lungs, maybe the diaphragm, maybe the belly, maybe the shoulders. And more importantly, where of those places do you not feel the breath? Can you get that breath to expand all the way down into the abdomen, all the way down, pushing the diaphragm? Can you get that breath to expand all the way up, feeling it in the throat, through the shoulders, through the sides of the body? And can you even make yourself feel like you're maybe extending those breaths down the arms, into the legs, energizing the whole of the body? When you're ready, inhale, roll that weight forward. Exhale, bend the knees. Hopping, stepping, whatever feels good for you, right to the front of the mat. Lift and lengthen for a moment, half fold. Exhale all the way down. Inhale, sweep all the way up, extend the arms out, reach the ceiling. And exhale, release. Lovely. So that was your rounds of Surya Namaskara A's. We're going to move on to Surya Namaskara B. And what that's going to mean is that we are going to kind of ramp this up a little bit. We're going to add in a lunge and a chair pose. And again, we're going to take you through the integral basics of how the postures work and how to feel those postures in your body. So when you're ready, coming into chair pose. So bending your knees and lifting your hands. And just notice your habit. Is your habit to stay high? Is your habit to go low? If your knees are exactly parallel with your hips, that's amazing. But see if you can bring your ribs up and cup your bum under and lift your hands so you've got a nice straight line. Squeeze the knees slightly together to activate the glutes. If you're a little bit higher, try not to keep that arch in the back, but also you don't need a totally neutral spine. Play with that sense of where feels comfortable for you. And you're expanding simultaneously, pushing into the ground with those strong legs and reaching into the sky with those strong hands. One more inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Lovely, and we've got this fold forward down right now, releasing everything, relaxing the shoulders. Inhale, lift and lengthen to a half fold. Draw the belly button in, long through the spine. Exhale, place those hands down. Roll the weight into your hands, your choice, jump, hop or step back to either plank or chaturanga. If you're in chaturanga, hold it for an extra breath. If you're in plank, lowering down to your belly. Keeping those elbows in. Ooh, I'm eating my own hair. Inhale, scoot through the chest, lengthen through the toes. Again, you're feeling almost like a balloon is inflating underneath your chest. And you're lifting and rising. If you're in up dog, roll those shoulders back into their sockets. Exhale, lower down. Pressing up, maybe using the knees, maybe not. And back to your downward dog. Again, transitioning through tabletop at any point you want to. At this point, bring your left foot into the middle of your mat. Cup it slightly round and step your right foot forward in between your hands. It might take a few jumps, a few shuffles. If you can, keep your hands connected to the floor. With an inhale, I want you to power through both of the legs as if rather than rising through the body, you're actually pushing the floor away from you. Inhale, lift through the hands. Coming into warrior. And again, warrior is a really nice place to play with where we're activating in the body. So finding that warrior, finding that strong posture, that's why it's called warrior, to make those people around you scared. Okay, cupping the hips so they're in line with the front edge of your mat, drawing up and in the core and tucking the ribs in and seeing what this shape feels like compared to the more arch shape. And just notice what your habit is, and maybe sometimes in your practice challenge what your habit is. So drawing the belly up and in, drawing the ribs back, extending the arms, and then coming back down. Inhale here. Exhale, bring the hands to the floor. Step back. Lovely. Lowering through either your chaturanga or bringing knees to the floor. Elbows back, lengthening that heart down. Inhale, lift, maybe up dog, maybe cobra. Spread those fingers, push and activate through the fingertips. Draw the heart and hips forward. Anchor through the tops of the toes if you're in up dog. Exhale, again, you can use the knees, transition through tabletop, or just roll to your downward dog. This time, cupping your right foot round, stepping your left foot forward, and really spreading and anchoring through the back side of that foot and that front foot, and push the ground away, energize through the hands with an inhale. Again, staying here, this time, finding that comfortable position for your torso and playing with your arms. So are your arms up to your ears? Is that feeling a little bit tense? Are your arms limp and inactive? Is that taking away from the energy of the posture? Just notice, extend through the fingertips. Maybe bring the palms together. How did that feel different? Play with the way the posture feels and its different expressions in the body. One more inhale. Exhale, bring the hands down. Step back. Lower down, use your knees, your chest, or come down in one long line. Inhale, lifting up, cobra or up dog. Exhale, draw the belly back in, roll all the way back. Down dog. Breathing here. Step the feet hip distance apart, spread the fingers. Breathe in the rib cage. Remember, at any point in downward dog, you can bring this down to your knees. You can come into this tabletop. Tabletop is just as active as any other posture. You're spreading through the fingers. You're bringing the knees under the hips. Awesome. So coming back to downward dog, if you've been in tabletop with me, this time we're going to inhale, lift the right leg. Really extend it out. Imagine you're trying to touch that right toe to the ceiling, and then exhale, draw it all the way in, keeping the body as high as possible, stepping that foot forward, and bringing the left, squeezing it into the chest, and then placing it down with intention, coming to the front of your mat. Use an exhale, release here. And then use an inhale to sink the hips and lift the torso into your chair posture. And again, notice what your habit is with your shoulders. Notice if your bum sticks out or if it cups under. Just find that way of honoring where your body is and being really aware. One more inhale and exhale, release. Okay, we're going to do that twice more, playing with sensations, adding a few extra postures in here and there. When you're ready, inhale, sweep the hands up, find that chair. This time, play with where the weight is in your feet. So take it forwards, take it backwards. Just see how it feels, maybe even lifting the toes, maybe rolling around in circles, seeing if you can keep that torso really, really strong and still, or the lower part of your body's moving. Okay, one more inhale here. Exhale, bring it all down. Release the head and neck. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Tuck the chin and see if that releases the back of your neck nice and long. Exhale, plant the hands down. Your way, hop or step back into your plank or chaturanga. Amazing. Amazing. Holding that wherever you are, extending through the feet, drawing in the core, not letting things kind of buckle, so keeping like there's a beach ball underneath your chest and you're trying to cup yourself around it. Okay, and then squashing that beach ball, exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift. Lengthen through those toes, reach forward in the heart, and draw if you're in cobra, draw your elbows back. If you're in up dog, draw your shoulders back. Breathing into the front of the chest, breathing into the neck. Exhale, lower down. Tuck the toes, press up and back to your downward dog. Cup the left foot round, step the right foot forward, swinging it through, pressing into the feet, lifting up. Amazing. Holding your warrior A for a moment. I'm going to swap it this direction so you can see me better. Okay, and then I want you to take your left hand and swing it back, but do a really intention circle. So reach that left hand forward, swoop it round and reach it back. And as the left hand comes up behind you, your right hand lowers in front of you to warrior B. Back leg along the short line of your mat, dropping into the hips, but keeping the torso and the shoulders aligned. So we have a tendency to kind of surfboard it, behind me, but trying to keep that alignment so all of the sensation is in the legs. And it's like you're trying to rip the mat apart as you exhale, pushing through the legs. Nice, arms out straight. Notice, are those shoulders up? Can you exhale them down the back a little bit? Is that core sticking out? Can you draw it up and in? Can you push the hips forward anymore? Does that create sensation in your leg? All of these questions, all of this experience, yoga is about really, really being in the posture. Not just doing, being there. Nice. With an inhale, lift both hands up. Exhale, we'll cartwheel down, right hand, left hand to the front of your mat, turning onto the back toes, pressing into the hands, really activating the core as you draw that leg, stepping it back into your plank. Lower down your way, and then lift up on the inhale to your up dog or your cobra. Tuck the toes, roll or transition through tabletop into downward dog. Let me swap directions again. When you're ready, we're going to cup the right foot round, step the left foot forward. Amazing. I'm going to swap. Sweeping up, pressing into those feet. And lifting up into your warrior A. Again, check in. You know how to check in now. Scanning from where your toes are on the ground. Are they active? Are they pressing down into your core? Is it active? How are you feeling today? Into your arms. Are they active? Are they too active? Are you tense? Take an inhale. Lovely. Exhale, right hand comes forward, sweeping all the way around. Left hand comes down and twizzle that back foot. So you've got this lovely active warrior pose. Breathing here. Really nice and strong. Ease into that knee. Keep the hips and the torso nice and stacked. Rolling open in the thighs. Pressing down. Imagine you've got a heavy weight between your legs. Might be easier to visualize for some people than others, but imagine that's drawing you down to the ground. But the inhale is rising, engaging through the torso. The arms are keeping you aloft. These are like wings. Nice. One more inhale here. Exhale again. Cartwheel those hands down, really stretching all the way through and stepping back into your plank position. Lower down when you're ready. Inhale, lift through the chest. Exhale, roll back, push the ground away. Downward dog. Feet hip distance apart. Hands shoulder distance apart. And this time I'm going to practice bending the knees. So coming onto the toes and bending or bouncing through the legs. Nice. Maybe you take one foot off the ground and bend through one leg, giving yourself a bit of a leg workout. Maybe you swap it over and bend through the other legs, keeping pushing evenly through the hands. Amazing, seeing how low you can go, how high you can go. Awesome. Ground both feet back down. Take 2 breaths here. Great. When you're ready, hopping, stepping, jumping your way to the front of the mat. Good. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press into the ground. Come up to your chair pose. It's always the one I walk around in, chair pose, because it's not easy to hold. Keep it there. Play with the height of your chair pose now. Maybe going really low. This isn't chair pose. Maybe going really high. This isn't chair pose. Who chooses what chair pose is? You do. Chair pose is a power pose. It's meant to make you feel active. It's meant to make you feel strong. If you're in a pose that's doing that, you're in chair pose. Why not? Okay, when you're ready, inhale, lengthen those legs, sweep up. Exhale, relax down. Whew. One more of those flows to go, and then I'm going to take you through some kind of separate postures, and then we're going to do some core, and then that is going to be it for your yoga session today. So, toes together, heels slightly apart. Bend the knees. Inhale, sweep up. Strong in that chair pose. Spread the fingers in this one. Ground down through the heels. Draw the core in. And breathe. Something I forget to do frequently while I'm teaching these classes. Inhale, gaze up to the fingertips. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift and lengthen, half fold. Exhale, plant those hands, rocking the weight into the hands, feeling strong, stacking shoulders and arms, pressing through the fingers. Even those thumbs, that's a good place to put your focus when you're pressing down. Step back to your plank. Strong here, take an extra inhale. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift up, cobra or up dog. Straighten through the toes, active through the legs, drawing forward, finding length as well as lift. Length and lift. You should feel open this pose. Exhale back, use the knees if you need to, transitioning to your downward dog. Keep those hands nice and active, press, press, press evenly. Inhale. This time, we're going to lift the left leg into the sky. Exhale, taking that left leg through. Did the wrong leg. To your lunge. Now cupping the back foot round and sweeping up to your warrior A. 3 breaths in your warrior A. Feeling strong. Maybe find a little pulse here now. Maybe we've got this. Maybe you can add a little movement. Maybe if you've got some good tunes on, you can have a little dance. Yoga doesn't need to be serious. I know some people will be playing disco in the background, some people reggae, some people some spiritual stuff, so whatever it is, maybe we have a little pulse along to that. And then when you're ready, take an inhale, lift, exhale, open out into your warrior 2, sending that back leg down, bending into that front knee. Inhale, reach that front hand up, whee! Keep that bend in that front leg. Drawing the side nice and long, breathing into the side that's stretching, but not dumping into the other side, seeing if you can stretch out here too. So you're finding length and lift. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down, step back, lower down. Inhale, lift through the chest, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Same thing on the other side. Inhale, lifting the right leg. Exhale, stepping it through, or whichever leg you didn't do. Sweeping up. And again, finding that boogie, maybe even coming onto the toes here. Just having a little bit of fun. Taking all those rules you've taught yourself out of your yoga practice. Nice. Keeping that breath deep and long. Inhale, stretch those fingertips up. Exhale, roll round. I'll do it this way so you can see. Roll round into your warrior 2. Back edge of your foot in line with the back edge of your mat. Breathing here, feeling strong, bending a little bit extra into that front knee. Inhale, lift that front hand. Exhale, cartwheel it down. Inhale, lift it up. I'm going to keep you there a little bit longer. Stretching through that front hand. Breathing into the side of the body. And cartwheel it down. Nice. Plant those hands on the ground. Step back to plank. Breathe here for 1, 2, 3. In plank. 4, 5. Exhale, knees to the floor. Back onto the feet. Give your wrists a little twiddle. We're going to move on to some of the more static postures we're going to work through now. Nice. When I say static, it's actually there's going to be a lot of movement, a lot of play in these postures. So bringing your hands down to the ground, finding that active tabletop, core draws in, nice straight spine. Imagine someone's trying to have a cream tea on a tray on your back. And then inhale, lift the left foot and the right hand. Woo. Okay, getting all Pilates. Try and keep that chin in neutral. Try and keep extending through the fingertip and the foot and the top of the head. Exhale, bring elbow to knee. And if you're feeling really jazzy, you can really put some pressure here. Really kind of like a wall between your elbow and your knee. You should feel your core begin to fire up. Inhale, straighten out. Nice. Exhale, squeeze that knee in. Cool. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Really feel powerful. Use an exhale. Squeeze that knee and elbow together. Inhale, straighten out. Nice. With an exhale, bring the hand down and the knee forward beside your hand. So you're in a kind of making a square with your leg and the ground and your back leg. Nice. With an inhale, lift up. Pad your knee if you need to, so your hips are directly over your knee. Take an inhale, lift, and an exhale, stretch. So I want you to bring your right hand to your left knee, or whichever way around you've twisted, because we never get it right. Drawing your core up and in and finding length drawing through the body. Stretching back with your back hand. If this is super easy for you, you can tuck the back toes under and extend up. If this is super easy for you, then you can take both hands behind you and open your chest. So you're twisting and you're opening your chest. Cool. So wherever you are, really finding that breath, letting the breath broaden through the ribs. One more inhale. Nice. Exhale down if you've lifted that back leg. Joining us here. Inhale, sweep that hand forward, lift forward, and come into a lunge. Exhale, bring it back. Maybe you need to shuffle that front foot forward. Now, as you're coming into your lunge, I want to notice if you can come in really, really slowly. Super, super slow. Like a tiny millimeter by a tiny millimeter. And this is going to teach you to use all of the muscles in your leg, rather than just drop into a lunge. Using the muscles that resist that drop to strengthen as well as stretch. Nice, super slow, super, super slow. Inhale, lift through the fingertips. Exhale, come back. So knee and hip are aligned, but this time we're stretching out that front foot. Inhale, lift the heart, draw the shoulders back, lengthen through the heart. Exhale, fold. And we're going to take a few of these body rolls. Practice or play with lifting the toe. Play with pointing the toe. So again, be mindful of that back knee. Be mindful of locking out. Just rolling with your breath. Using this as an opportunity to wave and move through the spine in a way that feels good for you. Nice. On the inhale, begin to bend that front knee and straighten that back leg, coming into a lunge. But then keep straightening it. See if you can bring that foot off the floor and your hands to the ground. Maybe you're here. Maybe you're here. So wherever you are in that split, hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And what would my class be without a jump back? So maybe you just have a little hop on your back foot all the way back to your plank. Or maybe you go for a whole hog handstand and back into your plank. Take a breath in plank. Exhale, knees down. Nice. Inhale, lift the hands up, stack hips over knees. Take hips and knees kind of hip distance apart. Lift through the chest and then arch open. Now there's a reason I'm getting you to do this with your hands in the air, because the tendency is to dump into the hips and the back. So I want you to find that lift as if you're trying to reach to the sky and reach back. So you're opening your shoulders and opening your chest. Tuck the chin, try not to take that tension into your neck for 5. If this is too much, you can bring it back and just send your elbows backwards. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale down into child's pose. Have a little rock and a roll for 5. Breathe deep. 4, 3, 2, 1, and then coming up, doing exactly the same thing, but on the other side. So when you're ready, straightening out through the right leg and the left hand. And again, this is my weaker side, so immediately I was kind of like, ooh, this is a bit goofy. Straightening out, really seeing if you can expand, draw the core up and in. And again, with the exhale, we're going to bring knee and elbow together and really push. And then inhale, straighten it all out, lengthen. Exhale, bring it together, really push. Really have a little war with your elbow and knee. Who's winning? Inhale, lengthen out. Last time, exhale, squeeze and keep the shoulder and the wrist in line. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, bring the hand down. Take the right foot by the right hand and then lift up. So you've got knee over hip or under hip and then knee bent to 90 degrees. I'll do it this way for you so it's clearer. So inhale, lift up through the hands, lengthen through the body. See if you can draw nice and long. And then exhale, take your left hand to your right knee and reach your right hand back. Maybe gazing over the shoulder, but the main action I want you to find in this twist is the lift upwards. Again, if this is super easy for you, bringing it up. Nice. If that's super easy for you, tying your hands behind your back, keeping the twist. But wherever you are, that is amazing. Holding here for a few more breaths. Squeezing in that core on the exhale, really twisting through the body. Nice, and with an inhale, shoot both hands back. Nice. And then slowly, slowly, slowly flatten that toe on the floor and creep forward. Creep. Creep. So slow. And then bring it back, hips stacked over, and creep. Super slowly, just releasing down. Keep that core engaged. It's like you're resisting gravity right here. Although you're moving into a stretch, you don't want it to happen, you're resisting. And then on the last exhale, you just let it all go. Nice. Take an inhale. And exhale, straighten that front foot out. And again, hip and knee are in line at the back. And you're just using this as an opportunity to see if you can maybe roll through the shoulders or roll through the back. I'm using this as an opportunity to get my breath back. When you're ready, gazing forward, engaging the core, tucking the back toes under, push, push, pushing, so you're stacking that knee, and then keep pushing, stretching into that lunge, bring the hands in front of the toes, lifting that back leg. Again, maybe it lifts a little bit, maybe it lifts a little bit more. Wherever you are, holding it there, engaging in that front foot, seeing if you can push down through all four edges, front edge, back edge, side edges of the foot that is standing. Imagine you're stretching out, trying to press a button with that outstretched leg. And again, when you're ready, bring those hands flat on the floor, bending that front knee if you need to, and hopping or handstanding your feet back into your plank pose. Holding here for 5, keep it strong. 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees down. Coming up. Nice. And then I'm going to do it this way so you can see. With an exhale, bring your hands out to the side. Good. See if you can balance on one knee, maybe tucking the toes under. Boom, boom, boom. This is super hard. And stretch out the opposite leg onto the heel. Lift up. Bring one hand down so you're reaching in the opposite direction. Amazing. Now, if this is super easy, you can plant that hand under the shoulder, turn that toes to point forwards, press into that foot, and lift the knee. Maybe writing your phone number with the outstretched leg. But if it's not super easy, stay here. This is amazing. If you are writing your phone number, keep those hips high. Keep really engaged through the shoulder. And then exhale everyone down. Inhale, use your core, use your balance to bring yourself back up and super slowly bring that knee back in. Maybe you need to shake off your arms. Maybe you're still super strong. Same thing on the other side. Balancing on one knee, stretching out the other leg. Maybe we stay here. Maybe we lean down, reaching up and over. Maybe we turn the toes to the front, engage that back foot and lift the knee up, drawing our phone number with our toes. Nice, wherever you are, keep breathing for 5. Draw the core in, stretch 4, 3, 2, 1. Then I want you to do something interesting. So walk your hands around to the front and make your legs nice and wide. So I'll repeat that again. We had our knees down, we were like this. You're walking your hands to the front and you're keeping that foot where it is, leaning into your hands and stepping the other one up nice and wide. Do this with as much adjustment, as much fumbling, and as much changing position as to keep your knees and your body safe. So we're coming into a wide-legged forward fold. Now I want you to imagine you're mopping the floor with your hair, which I am doing right now. I have a dog and the floor is consistently dirty. I actually can't keep it clean. Okay, and in your forward fold, if you inhale, lift and lengthen for a moment and just gaze forward at the screen, I want your toes pointed slightly in, extending back through the legs, drawing in the core and lengthening through the top of the head. And then as you exhale, it's as if your bottom is reaching towards the sky as your heart is reaching towards the floor. If you notice that you have the tendency to do this, bring it back, bring hands or forearms to the thighs and find length. And just work on that range of movement. Maybe the knees are bent, that's fine. Just work on the hip hinge and not the back hinge. So all my movement is coming from here, not from here. Awesome. Wherever you are in your forward fold, enjoy it. We'll be here for another few moments. How's it been an hour? I mean, these classes be short, and they never are. Okay, when you're ready, inhale, lift and gaze forward. Exhale, plant the hands, hop, step, or granny crawl your way into a wide leg position. We're coming towards the ends of the class, just a tiny bit of core and a tiny bit of relaxation left. Inhale, sweep your hands up, activate the legs. Exhale, fold forward. Nice. Now my fold forward looks like a pancake. If your fold forward looks like this, that's great. Bring it back up, and just like we did in the standing fold, maybe bend the knees, lift through the hips. Nice. Okay, a few more breaths in that forward fold. Really rolling down. If you're in a whole pancake forward fold, I want you to focus on opening the heart to the front. Exhale, release. Inhale, roll up super slowly. And our core today is going to be quite interesting. So I'm going to move sideways, but you don't have to. You're going to bring both feet together. Make a diamond with your legs. Like this. Then you're going to roll down. Let those feet come towards you. Then you're going to press the low back down. You're going to lift your hands. And you're going to lift up. For 1, 2, 3. Keep that low back pressing down. Shoulders curl up off the mat. 4. We're going to get to 10, 5, 6. You want to make this harder. Lift your hands above your head. 7, 8, 9, 10. Bring the feet off the floor together in a diamond. Try and touch your toes for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep going. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rock both knees over to the left-hand side. Keep that diamond shape in place. Low back on the floor. Trying to get your left elbow or top elbow to your top knee. For 1, Squeeze into that side core. 4, 5, 6, 7. Keep breathing. 8, 9, and 10. Roll those legs over in a diamond, coming onto the other side. I'll do it this way for you to make it easier. Lovely. 1. Don't use your head or neck. Keep your head and neck totally relaxed. This is all coming by squeezing this side bit of your body. 6. 8, 9, 10. Come onto your back. Lift the legs in the air. Try and poke the ceiling with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then the ultimate challenge. Lift those shoulders off. Reach the fingertips forward. Low back squeezes down. Lower those legs. Slower is stronger. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Bring the feet behind the hips. Bring the knees together. Bring the arms out by the side. Amazing. You're going to reach over with your left hand. Reach for your right forearm. And just draw your right hand or your left hand down your forearm to stretch through the arms. 3 of the deepest breaths you can here. Really releasing, really relaxing down. And inhale, open it out. Swapping over, crawling that right arm down your left arm. And then sinking that shoulder, relaxing down into gravity. Letting that exhale really release you. Suddenly there is nothing else to do. Inhale, both of your hands up to the sky. Exhale, take your toes and drop your knees out into your armpits. Happy baby. Nice. For those of you that are working on hip flexibility, for getting your leg behind your head, you can ease that knee towards the floor. You can bring it under the shoulder. You can do what you like. But for most of us, we're here happy babying very happily. I just need to do that on the other side, otherwise I'm going to walk wonky for the rest of the day. Amazing. Low back on the ground, shoulders on the ground, rolling and massaging that low back in our happy baby position. Maybe easing the knees to the floor, maybe not. And finally our spinal twist, relaxing the left foot down, bringing the right knee to 90 degrees, and sending it across the body, stretching out through the arms. Really letting everything drop to gravity, all those little bits of holding. Noticing where your body is still active and just releasing it down. Surrendering. Inhale back to center. Exhale, swapping over. Straightening the opposite leg out. Bringing the other leg to 90 degrees. And sweeping it across the body. Keeping grounded in the shoulders where you can. My feet tend to hold tension in this posture, so just wiggling out your fingers and toes maybe. And then inhaling back to center, squeezing those knees into your chest. And doing any last movements you need. Maybe if you have a headstand or a shoulder stand in your practice, you can do those for a minute. Or just raising your feet into the sky. I just want you to count. Maybe focusing on each of your toes, maybe focusing on your breaths. Not your breasts, your breath. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Making your way slowly, releasing your legs down, releasing your arms out to the side. Coming into our final relaxation or Shavasana. So relaxing the body down. Allowing yourself to find some grounding now. And just as you relax there, seeing if you can let the inhale and the exhale melt you down towards the ground. The inhale filling you with space, with openness, making your whole mind feel spacious, that cool air creating some clarity. And the exhale allowing gravity to support you. Allowing your shoulders to drop. Allowing your face and your jaw to relax back. And I'm going to leave you here in Shavasana, staying here for as long as you want to, as long as you are comfortable to, knowing that you are safe, that you have worked hard, and that there is nothing left for you to do now but breathe. If you'd like to make some donations to my PayPal for this class, it will be posted underneath the video and in the comments section. Thank you.